We all know a bit about the First World War, but there seems to be some confusion over how it started. So the Tullie House youth group decided to ask some of its visitors the big question, why did World War I start?
(1914)
1914.
1914-18 war.
That it was a terrible waste of life.
I know a lot of horses died.
Wiped out generations of Britons, French, Germans.
Well, it's told of the assassination of Franz Ferdinand, but what led up to that, I'm not quite sure.
I know about the Archduke Ferdinand.
Archduke Ferdinand? Multiple assassination attempts along the route, I believe.
With all wars and political side to it.
Man makes a lot of wars. It's never the women, it's always the men.
There would be two opposing kind of geographical and political spheres, and of course it was Franz Ferdinand who ultimately, his assassination resulted in the escalation of war, and that of course mounted with each of the neighbouring countries who were already allies, and that it became a world war rather than a small minor conflict, unfortunately.
A lot of people have mentioned this Archduke Franz Ferdinand person, so who was he?
So Franz Ferdinand was the Archduke. He was the heir to the throne of the Austria-Hungarian Empire. At the time that he was killed, he was visiting Bosnia, which was a place that Austria-Hungary had recently joined its empire.
He was assassinated by Gavrilo Princip specifically, which caused outrage in Austria-Hungary, which ultimately is believed to be the trigger for World War I.
How does the assassination of one man end up involving so many countries though?
Well, this assassin has been linked to the Black Hand movement, which was itself had been linked to the Serbian military. Upon hearing about this, the Austro-Hungarian government was furious at the Serbian government and made demands that they knew they couldn't fulfill. So when the Serbian government couldn't fulfill all of those demands, the Austro-Hungarian government declared war on Serbia.
So how does Russia come into it?
Serbia being then backed up by Russia and Austria-Hungary being backed up by Germany caused Europe to split into two sides due to the alliance system.
There had been a number of alliances made among the various countries. And so when the Archduke was assassinated, war ensued.
We've definitely heard a lot about political roots, but what alliances existed to make it a worldwide war?
The Triple Alliance and Triple Entente.
Yeah, which one was which? The Triple Entente, which was the UK, France and Russia, and the other main alliance was the Triple Alliance, and that consisted mainly of Germany, Austria-Hungary and Italy.
The actual conflicts themselves, I know it started in, I think it was just Belgium, started in the north of Belgium. We had a treaty saying we'd defend them, so on the 4th of August 1940 we declared war on Germany.
We've heard a lot about Germany and Russia and France, but why was Britain entering the war?
Pretty sure it was because Germany tried to attack France through Belgium.
Yes. Belgium was used as a bit of propaganda, what was known at the time as the Rape of Belgium, and basically the Germans wanted to get into France and they thought the best way to do that was to go through neutral Belgium. But there was a treaty at the time guaranteeing their neutrality, and the Germans broke that by invading to get to France, thinking that because they were small and because they were neutral it would be easy to just walk over them. But the Britons weren't having that at all. A lot of the British public at the time believed they were going up into the war to protect neutral Belgium, because there was a lot in the propaganda, there was a lot about poor little Belgium. While the wider politics of what brought the world into the war is all to do with the different alliances and the assassination of the Archduke, Britain went into the war to protect Belgium.
Learned little bits of school. Archduke Ferdinand, learned that at school.
Well, it's what I've heard and read since school, yes.
I guess I didn't learn them in school. No, I picked it up en route. taught it in school, paid no attention, and then, read much more about it later on.
Just what I've read in books and seen on television and newspapers.
Oh, school, yeah. Many, many years ago. I'm a bit of a geriatric, aren't I?
I don't think I learnt about it at school. It's just sort of over the years you watch programmes on television and read books and absorb the information.
Obviously the impact of it is still quite relevant with us today, I think. And of course, during this particular period, we're of course between the start and the end of the First World War, so it's becoming very much more salient again as our current conflicts in the world. So I suppose war still plays a huge part, unfortunately, in society today, but it's important, I suppose, to honour the dead, think about the losses that have been made, and hope that one day these things will stop.